I mean, to this day, I've always wondered.
Yeah.
Uh, I really don't have a good answer.
Well, the setup, I mean, with a mixed grip, getting in that position can be tough,
Yeah.
right? Like, and so when you go to a hook grip, it sets you up better potentially, and it's fascinating too because like in strongman, some of my first contests they actually didn't allow straps, so you weren't allowed straps because they just that was not a thing. So meaning you do a max deadlift and it was, most of the guys were at that point doing an over under, but I didn't have a problem holding on to the bar. I almost wish in some ways they would have kept it that way because now the sport of strongman with the straps, like you've got guys, they came up with those figure eight straps, which are nonsense, and
Yeah.
it just kind of it became kind of like this wild west of like what can you get away with before you get called. And even now, guys are they'll cheat the bar down into their fingertips, which completely manipulates the lift. You're changing the range of motion completely. So I was, and you can argue one way or the other, but it was like trying to train for that. It was different. It was just different with a mixed grip, and then it would bother me if I felt like I would kind of create a little bit of imbalance if I over under. So I would always try to go both ways. Because in my head, I wanted everything to be equal, so it's kind of like I would do something. Obviously, like my left under felt better to me, but it was something that I would try to work on earlier. And then they kind of came with the straps and they allowed straps, and then you've got to get good at the straps. So I would do a double over and build up in the warm-ups to whatever weight I couldn't hold on to anymore, and then I would add the straps in just to try to build the grip up. But it was such a fascinating thing, man. It's like as you emphasize it, and for a number of years for me, like my lockout on the deadlift was the issue. The power off the floor was not the issue. The lockout was. So, you can also in strongman pitch, right? So it's like getting this kind of spot where you're pitching, and I forced myself to not pitching training for years, for several years. That was my thing. Was like I'm going to force myself to